saying it can keep growth going beyond the pandemic. Another retailer to the upside, Walmart. Also, Apple and energy companies like Chevron and Occidental are up. Dave?
Yeah, Lillian, oil surged today as gas price here up another penny. AAA's national average for regular about $3.62 per gallon, 9 cents more than last Tuesday, 24 cents higher than a month ago. More Americans are being unmasked as more states get rid of COVID mandates. That includes schools. In Virginia, starting today, a new law blocks local districts from requiring kids to wear them in classrooms. There's news on the COVID vaccine for young kids ages 5 to 11. New research out of New York State shows the shot only 12% effective, preventing those children from being infected.
Pfizer is the only COVID shot authorized for that age group in the United States. The good news, the data shows the shots are safe, and while they may not prevent younger children from getting the coronavirus, it's likely that if they do, they won't be so sick that they need to be hospitalized. Researchers believe it's not very effective in preventing COVID in younger children because the dose is 1/3 of what's given to older children and adults. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Major League Baseball, the Players Union will resume talks next hour after negotiating until past 2 a.m. trying to end the lockout, extending a deadline to today to get a deal or push the start of the season back. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
In 1 minute.
WPTV First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Code Red Roofers cares and calls you back. Shows up and finishes on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast, slightly cooler weather this afternoon thanks to a passing cool front. A few isolated showers possible throughout the day, otherwise mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday forecast. Tonight, temperatures down to the 50s and low 60s under partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning, waking up to a little bit of rainfall towards the coast. That rain moving west throughout the afternoon with highs reaching the 80s. We're stuck in the 80s through the weekend forecast. In fact, mid-80s returning by Monday. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello, good morning, everybody, and thanks for tuning in on this fine, fabulous, fat Tuesday morning. It's March 1st. I'm your host, Gary Owen.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
Laissez les bon temps rouler. Yes, indeed. Tell everybody, Tom, what that means.
It means let the good times roll, baby. It's Mardi Gras. It's Fat Tuesday.
We were just talking this morning. If there was any place we'd rather be other than here this morning, Tom, it would be where?
NOLA, New Orleans.
New
Orleans.
So anyway, maybe
however you say it.
I tell you what, maybe next year,
okay,
we could do a broadcast live during Mardi Gras down in New Orleans. What do you think?
I bet Iggy wouldn't mind. He's all up for it.
It'll be a good time. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. We just got a little carried away about, Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, Nolans time. Now, you're listening to the Quality of Life radio show, which is sponsored by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. And, Tom, we're streaming live, hopefully on Facebook. I think we're up good. Yep, thumbs up. So for those of you that are driving, stay tuned to WSTU 1450 AM every Tuesday morning. And also on WPSL 1590 AM. Also every Tuesday morning from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tom, we're here every week for what specific lovely reason?
Oh, Gary, we love it to be here in the studio every Tuesday morning. Number one, we bring relevant content to our listeners. That's information people can really use in their life. whether as an individual, a family, or business owner. Number two, we love to support and showcase local business owners, and we have a wonderful guest here who will be introduced in a moment. And third, Gary, you and I, we love to educate and bring information about insurance options that would help improve people's quality of life, and thus the name of the show, Quality of Life Radio Show.
And we absolutely love protecting our clients' quality of life at Owen Insurance Group, where we're stationed and headquartered at 1611 Northwest Federal Highway in North Stewart, which is right behind Key West Diner, my fabulous, most lovely lunch spot of the week, Key West Diner.
They need to pay us because we say that name all the time.
We should buy stock.
They should be our sponsor.
Yeah, they should be our sponsor.
Or we should buy stock. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about Tom. I think we're going to talk more about RX today, right? Prescription drug plans.
We can.
We're going to talk about DualSNP. What does DNSP mean with Medicare and Medicaid? How you qualify for Medicaid? What are the requirements? And also later on in the show, we're going to share with you some fun health facts that you should know. What happened this day in history? Obviously, we know today's March 1st, the 60th day of 2022. And, Rich, there are 305 days left of the year, and we're going to talk about what happened this day in history on the second part of our show. And then also the segment that I love, Did You Know? There are 5 common medications that can cause weight gain. Daggone it. We're gonna kind of go over those top 5 drugs with you this morning as well. And Tom, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. And tell us how lucky are we to have the one and only RC in our studio this morning?
Not the cola, mind you. But
no, he to his wife, he is the cola.
Oh, he is.
By the way, is your wife listening in?
Cola.
Don't tell her that. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Is she listening?
I'm more of a Diet Coke.
I'm more of a Diet Coke.
All right, introduce our guest, Tom.
Rich Cushing of Cushing Claims. Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Richard.
Gary.
We have known each other for a long time.
Very long time.
But our audience may not know you. So how do you get to have the audience know you? Who is Rich Cushing? How did Rich Cushing come across the lovely Don Cushing? How did all that stuff happen back in the day? Inquiry minds want to know.
That's a lot of history, Gary. That's I was in the restaurant business until 2004. Don actually sold me an ad in the pizzeria that I owned and was going out of business before she sold me the ad.
Where is this?
This is in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Then we moved up to the Treasure Coast in 2004 and promptly got hit by 2 hurricanes.
Right.
We could not find a roofer. We could not find any contractors. 3 months later, I ended up teaming up with a general contractor, and we did 263 roofs in the 3 counties up here, a few hundred renovations, and onward we went. In 2008, when everything crashed, I went to work for TLC Experts in Fort Pierce. And very nice family. They're actually, one of the owners just passed away, Paul Sampson.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just a fantastic family-owned company. They taught me how to work with the insurance companies and how to get what the contractor needed to repair someone's home and put it back together like it never happened. In 2011, I became an adjuster for the insurance companies. And I was an independent adjuster. I worked for dozens of insurance companies on thousands and thousands of claims for 10 years for millions and millions of dollars. Everything from crop damage to condominium damage, shopping center damage, a toilet leak, a plumbing leak, a roof leak, wind damage. I never chased storms, and the storms chased me. Never had to go anywhere for a storm. I liked that about Florida. Starting about 2016, and I was very popular, I was very busy. In 2016, the insurance companies reduced what they were paying the homeowners and the business owners.
What do you mean reduced? What did they reduce and why? And how much?
As an independent adjuster, I made a commission on what your insurance claim was worth. So if you made less, I made less. And in 2016, they started adopting practices where accounting practices where they would tell you how to replace that kitchen, how to replace that bathroom. And the amount that they paid on claims dramatically dropped. From 2016 to 2019, I was working the same contracts and the same claims. I had to do almost 32% more everyday claims to make the same money.
So they weren't approving fair market value of replacement then, sounds like.
They weren't even close.
Wow.
They weren't even close. And in fairness, a lot of it has to do with the way the contractors behave, the way that public adjusters and attorneys behave, and they always start high, so the insurance company goes low. But more than that, everyday people would file a claim, and then the insurance company would give you a portion of it, and 50% of people go away and just continue to pay the premiums and bitch about their insurance companies. Now it's a little bit different, but we've got a lot of different animals in the mix now. Last year, the Florida State Senate and the insurance companies passed some bills. And what that said was, what those bills did effectively was put all of the responsibility to prove your damages onto you, the homeowner. So they took an already confusing situation and made it even more confusing.
Politicians never do that kind of thing.
Never. But they really got, and this was a bipartisan event. You can't blame Democrats or Republicans. They all got together on this one. And they gave the insurance companies more time. Used to be, prior to last year, if you filed a claim, the insurance company has to approve or deny your claim within 90 days. Now they get longer.
How much longer?
6 months.
Wow. So the homeowner could be sitting there for 6 months with damaged home and stuck with it.
Now, the reason they did that was so that it would take longer for the homeowner or business owner to actually get legal counsel. The attorneys cannot file a claim until after a certain period of time, oddly enough, that's 6 months. So all these things created, and then at the same time, they approved language changes to your policy. Changes the way that the insurance companies view hurricane damage to your roof. How are they going to pay that? And certain policies don't pay for replacement cost value on your roof, regardless of how they pay the rest of the house. So they'll pay the depreciated value on your roof, which on any shingle roof, asphalt shingle roof, is about 50% of what it's worth. Didn't take your deductible out. Didn't take out depreciation. So you get a check for a couple of $1,000s and a note that says, please let us know when the roof is replaced, because after a certain period of time, you no longer have insurance.
So they could afford about 2 boxes of shingles.
Almost. If they didn't get any nails with it, they might. Yeah.
Dear God, that's insanity.
And it's they're
perpetuating.
They will tell you that it's to save you money and protect the consumer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and the way that they're saving you money is they're offering a lower rate insurance and allowing language into certain policies that completely take away any benefit you might get. Limits on water damage, limits on mold are normal on any house over 10 years old. Now they're going to limit things like your roof, which is a significant portion of the value of your home.
But this is caused by one certain event, correct? Or a couple of events?
It's been a lead up to that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's, Florida has always been the home of the nefarious contractors, the attorneys and public adjusters. I now am a public adjuster. I work on the benefit and to the benefit of the homeowner and business owner. I don't work for the insurance companies anymore. I take that back. I still work with the insurance companies all the time. I still appear in depositions. I still do insurance appraisals and umpire works. I am not here to fight with the insurance companies.
But you're on the side of the homeowner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I settle their claims, and I settle their claims for the right amount of money.
There is a reason for this. When we come back from our break, because I know it's about time for our first break, but when we come back, we're going to kind of hit the hammer on the nail, right? We're going to find out what is causing all this. Is it specific to the state of Florida? Is it anywhere else in the country. So we'll have Rich speak to that when we come back from our first break. You're listening to Tom, the what?
Quality of Life radio
Wait,
show.
no. The world's
famous
Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 and WPSL 1590 and on YouTube Live. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com, because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
All right, welcome back to the world famous Quality of Life radio show. It's my understanding, by the way, that we are now in 46 countries. Do not ask me how or why that's possible or feasible, but 46 countries are listening, and I see on my Facebook page, I'm getting people that want to friend request me from all these different countries, and I have to kindly... Do I oblige, Tom? No, I don't. I have to say, no, thank you. I have enough friends in my network as it is. I'm constantly deleting friends from my network because I have just too many friends, Rich.
That's always been your problem, Gary.
It's always been my problem.
And I think I know why we're being seen to 46 nations, and now it's going to be 100 real soon, because you keep saying we're the world famous.
That's right.
Quality of Life radio show.
And the world's listening in,
That's
so
right.
we love it. But more importantly, we love it when you, our local listening audience, tunes in and listens in, so we appreciate that. We do appreciate those of you who are our clients, our customers, our agents, and listening in. Thank you very much. So before we went on break, the illustrious Richard Cushing of Cushing Claims.
Illustrious.
Illustrious. A new word we could use for the day.
Like
in addition to nefarious.
Right.
We were talking about the nefarious, illustrious work that goes on in the state of Florida with these roofers. And we were talking about, just about a week or so ago, I had an email, I checked on an email that came in from a local roofing contractor that wants to come by and inspect my roof. Richard, what do you think he's going to find if I let him on my property to inspect my roof that has no damage?
I have never had a roofer get on my roof that didn't find damage and didn't tell me I needed to and I've never had an air conditioning person come out to my house and tell me everything's just fine. They get paid to replace a roof. They don't get paid to repair it. And here it comes down to the basics. The person knocking on your door is never the person that you want to hire. And everyone that comes out that's a licensed contractor, you should really do some research before you sign anything. The minute you sign an assignment of benefits, they can sue the insurance company on your behalf without you having any say-so on it.
And this is what's happening. This is what's causing all this pain and all the premium increases that we're seeing.
There's a very high percentage. I would think it's someplace north of 70% of all of the litigation going on right now with regards to property insurance is maybe 16 different companies and maybe 20 different law firms.
It's disgusting.
And, well, that's what they do. And that's what the state points to when they make these changes to our policy and to the statutes. So the insurance companies are saying, well, they're committing fraud because they're filing all of these insurance claims. Well, how is every one of those claims fraud? Now, okay, let's say 7 out of 10 of them are just overblown and possibly fraud. What about the other 3 people? They get treated the same way, regardless of whether or not they did business with that roofer or a different roofer or a public adjuster or an attorney.
So what can homeowners do, Rich? I mean, what can we do as Florida residents? Obviously, we know that it's just not Florida specific, right? I mean, it's obviously in other states, but it seems like it's really out of control here in the state of Florida.
It is. It's off the charts, and the laws are it's kind of like the Wild West. Mm-hmm. You know, we're a little bit more open than almost every other state. But, especially in the South, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, and you'll see those license plates on the roofers' trucks down here.
Sure.
It happens all over the place. Something happened back when we all decided that we're now a global economy. So did the insurance companies. So a lot of the big insurance companies bought up a lot of the small companies. And a lot of the small companies now have a national presence. Mm-hmm. Didn't we just have a snowstorm that hit the Northeast so hard it completely exceeded anything we ever spent on a hurricane? How about the crop damage last year? All right, so we get blamed for hurricanes. That's why our rates are going up. That's what we always heard. Oh, we get a lot of hurricanes. Well, how come I got to pay for the crop damage in Iowa? In the hail damage in Kansas?
Don't you have property in Iowa?
I do now. I do now. It's going to be a timeshare. It's in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it like a 1 square meter by 1 square meter?
The way to protect yourself, Gary, and answer your question.
Yeah, what can people do?
Know what your insurance policy covers. Okay, you want to save money on your insurance? You're not going to. The way to get your insurance straightened out for the least amount of money is to deal with a local broker or agent that can explain to you why one company is $5,000 a year and the other one's $10,000 a year. It's not like health insurance. That's the same policy. It's the same companies usually. What's the difference? Amendments, endorsements, and exclusions. And those are individually written into policies. So you need to have an agent explain to you what happens when I get hit by the hurricane. And when you get hit with a hurricane, do not file a claim unless you absolutely have to. Do not file a claim in the first 24 hours. The Marx Brothers will come out and take a look at your roof, and you get a check for $10. But more importantly, those companies are getting hit with a hurricane too. So if you wait 4 or 5 days, you're going to get a better adjuster, you're going to get more attention. Things will happen quicker for you.
And then they could hire Laurel and Hardy Roofing Company.
Yeah, that's usually what ends up happening because, at that point, if we do get hit with a storm, of course, all the roofers and everything else are busy. Your local building department, your Chamber of Commerce, your business networking groups, those are places to check out your roofer.
You better believe it.
Here's an interesting thing that happened a few weeks ago. I have my sliding glass doors. The rollers were disintegrated, so I had to have them replaced. It happens every couple of years. They're big doors. So I went on Google and went to Maps, and I picked a local contractor. The technician called me back and told me he'd be out in 10 days. It was $450. I said, well, why 10 days? He goes, well, I'm coming from Miami. I said, well, that sounds like a lot of money. I'll call you back. I went 2 more down the list. I'm going through Google Maps with a local telephone number and a big dot that shows where this company is located in Port St. Lucie. Called that number. And I got halfway through my explanation. She goes, yeah, I just talked to you. I said, well, it's a different company. She goes, no, this is a service. We put people together with contractors. And that's driving me crazy right now.
Interesting.
So when you pick a contractor, don't stop at Google. Go to the building department. Are they licensed? Are they insured? Do they have any complaints? If you live in an area like ours, the girls at the billing department love to talk. They have all the gossip on you, me, and everybody else. Well, you more than anybody else.
I think I meant you, Tom.
They will tell you everything you need to know if you ask them in the right manner about what type of contractor you have.
Yeah, to your point, though, it is important and incumbent upon people to do their due diligence on anyone who they're looking to hire, whether it's a roofer, whether it's a contractor or an insurance agency, and go to the local Chamber of Commerce website and find people that are there, because they're vetted. Obviously, they're professionals. They've been in the community for years. So, and the Better Business Bureau as well. Very important.
I like the chambers because if you make one person angry, it's no big deal. If you make one person in the chamber angry, everybody in the chamber knows it.
And the country, the
yeah.
county.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's really important to do that. So, we were talking a little bit ago, Rich, about fraud, how rampant, maybe 10 years ago when you got into this industry, and comparing then, a decade ago to now, where are we at? Where were we a decade ago compared to today?
When I first started, May 23rd, 2011 is when I first started adjusting insurance claims. 1 out of 4 roof claims I had was straight up overblown, or we'll call it fraud. Well, my last year in 2019, or going into 2020 as an adjuster, 3 out of 4 of those claims were fraud.
Jesus, 25% to 75% fraud?
So now the insurance company spent money on me, regardless of whether or not you have a claim. The adjuster gets paid, the desk adjuster at the insurance company gets paid, the engineer that the insurance company sends out and will send out gets paid. And by the way, the attorney that works for the insurance company is absolutely getting paid, and you're going to get a letter of denial. That's how insurance rates are risen. That's what their credibility is. But here's the funny part. They're combating fraud with fraud. Remember we were talking about those roofers that knock doors? Mm-hmm. And then the state came out with a statute that says they can't do that anymore. Now they're in litigation, so that hasn't gone through yet. In the northern part of the state, one insurance company, who shall remain nameless, texted all of their adjusters, their field adjusters, the guys that came out to your house, not to write for any storm damages from Hurricane Irma. Period. Don't write for it. You're not going to get paid.
Interesting.
So now now that person's supposed to be an impartial third party with some knowledge and possibly a couple of IQ points, quite possibly. Now they're directing that impartial person to be partial and creating a prejudice, which is fraud. That's the fraud that they're committing on you. And that's not, and they're changing those people's reports. They're changing their estimates. More than a few times in my last couple of years in the business. I'd write a full-blown estimate for your roof and then appear in deposition 2 years later, and that estimate wasn't mine.
All right, so I got a big question before we move on, because obviously people that are listening in need to know that you are on their side, that you are there to help support them. How do they get a hold of you, Rich?
You can call me at 772-834-7385. Reach me on the web at cushingclaims.com. You can reach myself and my wife on Facebook, Instagram. If you throw up a flare and I see it, we'll call it the bat signal.
Smoke signal.
Yes. We can reopen claims. Here's what usually happens, all right? Your toilet overflows, your kitchen has a problem. You go out and you file a claim. The insurance company sends out an adjuster. You've got mitigation company in there. You're signing a bunch of forms. A whole flurry of activity happens, and then nothing happens. And then 6 months later, you get a check for a fraction of what you thought. Those are the people I like going back and helping. I can go back almost 2 years and reopen those claims. And on claims that I've reopened in a very short time, I've been a public
That's great to know that.
We got more than 800% average for those folks. That's the difference between getting a new vanity in your bathroom and getting a new bathroom.
So all is not lost then. So you can help them even after the fact.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. One more time, Rich. Give them your contact information, please.
Cushing Claims at 772-834-7385. And visit us on the web at cushingclaims.com.
That's awesome. So, Rich, we're going to have you stay with us for the remainder of the show. We're going to got about 27 minutes left. 25 minutes left. Because we like to bring in our guest to check their knowledge on things that have happened this day in history. Huh. So stay tuned for that. The quote of the day today. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll do the quote of the day today because it's going to tie into the health facts that you should know. Quote of the day is, perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Which general gave that quote?
Schwarzkopf.
He recently passed away.
Colin Powell.
Very good. Very good. You get a gold star.
Yay.
Perpetual optimism is a force multiplier. Health fact. Interesting health facts you should know. Ties into our quote of the day. Optimism can make you live longer. So this is why Rich is 122 years old.
Yeah, I'm on the way out.
A good attitude may do more than just brighten your day. According to Harvard Health, a series of studies confirm that being a glass half full kind of guy or person is associated with increased longevity. A 1999 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that optimistic patients who had undergone coronary artery bypass were half as likely to require rehospitalization within the following 6 months as pessimistic patients. So we know they're out there. There are people out there who will always say the glass is half empty, but
That probably wouldn't work with a glass of beer. I mean, if they just had heart surgery, right?
Well, it depends if you shake it. Then that glass is no longer half empty. It's now full. All right. This day in history, Tom. So, see, maybe Rich knows this one. He's got longevity on the planet.
Wow.
In 1692, what happened?
1692?
What hunt begins where more than 150 men and women were incriminated in Massachusetts?
Salem witch hunt.
Tom, that was very good.
Ooh.
The Salem witch hunt begins. Crazy days living back in
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Massachusetts. Is that Z?
Yeah. It could be.
And in 1815, Napoleon, having escaped exile in Elba, arrived in Caen, France, and headed for Paris to begin his 100 days rule. This is getting a little more your time now. 1867, which state became the 37th state as President Andrew Johnson signed this proclamation? Which state? Midwest. I'll give you that clue.
Kansas.
Close.
Oklahoma.
Close.
North
Iowa.
Dakota.
Close.
Indiana.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
You guys, you're shooting all around the damn state. All right, 1872. President Grant signs a bill creating the first national park where?
Yosemite.
It's a color.
I don't know.
You got the deer in the headlights there.
Yeah, I don't.
I've seen that before. Yeah,
I know
Rich.
a lot of Grant facts. That's not one of them.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
All right, that makes sense.
That's the one I meant.
Yeah, thank you, Rich.
I'm here to help.
1932. A fellow aviator by the name of Charles Lindbergh found out that his son, 20-month-old Charles Jr., was kidnapped from the family home near Hopewell, New Jersey, and unfortunately, fortunately, I guess his remains were found the following May. I believe it was a German fellow that did it.
I don't know.
There were a lot of conspiracies going.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a couple, I think,
Yes.
that did it.
Yeah, it's a shame. And then in the last one in 1961, which president established the Peace Corps?
John F. Kennedy.
Very good, gentlemen.
That was a tie.
And then
tiebreaker.
Damn.
Yeah.
Famous.
My buzzer's
Well,
broken.
I think Richard's one ahead of you, Tom.
Okay,
My buzzer's broken.
Famous-
Got to contest that.
Birthday. We can always put your little finger up.
Never
Ron
again.
Howard, who's an American actor and director, was born on March 1st, 1954. Happy birthday,
Ronnie.
Ron.
Opie.
Yeah, I was going to say, what character did he
For
play
Richie.
when he was a boy?
Opie.
Opie and Richie.
Very cool. All right. So we've got about a minute before our next commercial. So should we go ahead and take the commercial now? Yeah, I guess I've gotten 2 thumbs up, so I guess we'll go ahead and take our second and last commercial of today's show. So you're listening to the Quality of Life radio show. Tom, is it the what kind of Quality of Life radio show?
The most amazing, fantastic, fabulous radio.
You said it better than I did, Tom. So you're listening to the world famous Quality of Life radio show on this Fat Tuesday morning. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com, because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Hey there. Welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Tom, we have some people commenting on Facebook. Would you want to share some of that?
Absolutely. Gary's Aunt Pat said she would love to go with us to Mardi Gras.
That would be a hoot.
It would be a hoot. And
Oh,
Brian
my Lord.
Moriarty, our great chiropractor here in town, just encouraging us, saying it's a great show.
Dr. Brian, yay.
And the lovely Dawn Gordon Cushing said, love this. So
Well,
she's
she loves
up
me. I mean, you know, she
think
puts
she
up
loves
with
the
she puts
guests,
up with
too.
the other one. She loves me. What can I tell you?
Well, thank you all for listening in.
No comment.
That's awesome. Well, thank you all for those great comments. Keep them coming in. And then let us know how much you enjoy the Quality of Life radio show, and share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your loved ones, but not Rich's enemies. All right. So we're going to move forward and talk a little bit about the 5. Remember, I said we're going to cover the Did You Know segment. So, Tom, you're in the industry, so I'm going to kind of bring you into the
me on the hot
spotlight,
seat.
put you on the hot seat, and see
right.
which of the 5 drugs you think they might be. Well, what types of drugs, right? So, 5 common medications that can cause weight gain. These are the top 5. So, very prevalent in the country today is
Statins.
That's true too, but what else? That a Medicare beneficiary can spend $35 a month and get the specific thing for their issue.
Insulin.
Insulin, very good, Tom. So diabetes drugs for type 2 diabetes. Insulin is commonly used and causes weight gain. So does sulfonylureas, which is glyburide, glipizide, and glimepiride. These reduce blood sugar levels by 20%, but also can cause weight gain of 5 pounds or more. So That is one of them. Number 2 are antidepressants, and obviously Paxil, Zoloft, and Celexa. But with many second-generation antidepressants, there is often no weight gain. So, which would be like Wellbutrin. Yep, Wellbutrin. Number 3 are beta blockers. Beta blockers slow the heart rate and the output of blood, lowering blood pressure. Some common side effects are fatigue, insomnia, and a slow heartbeat. All of those can add up to a less physically active lifestyle, which in turn may result in extra weight. Number 4, how do you pronounce that, Tom? Oral what?
Corticosteroids.
Go ahead.
Such as prednisone and methylprednisolone.
You see why I had him read this one.
Thank you. Treatments for everything from severe allergies and rashes to RA, rheumatoid arthritis. The number 1 side effect is weight gain. Okay? And the last one is migraine meds. So if you're overweight and suffer from migraines, the extra weight puts you at a greater risk for more frequent severe migraines. Certain different type of drugs, such as Divalproex, Depakote, and Zonogram, and Vivacil.
All right, thank you,
All
Tom.
right,
Very
thank you for that tongue twister.
Thank you for helping a brother out here.
Basically, I'm doomed.
You're just getting started. The fun's about to begin. Okay. One of the things that I was asked to talk about on this morning's show, two clients, the husband and wife, live out west of town, and they called complaining about their Medicare supplement premiums increasing, Tom.
And they can go up every year.
But they were told that this one carrier that you and I and most of the agents in Florida promote as the number 1 carrier for Medicare supplements, touted that their rate stability is the best, and now they're getting a rate increase. So what say you to that, Tom?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I should say. The quality, there's a lot of things that have to do with what's a better choice.
So you love it. I put you on the hard seat.
Yes, you did, but it's fine because price is not everything. Would you like to have a quality car, for example, or pay less for a car that you're going to have a lot of repairs, a lot of issues, a lot of breakdowns? So sometimes a plan that may have a rate increase that maybe traditionally had a rate stability, provides better customer service, provides better, faster claims, less hassle. What is all that worth? Would somebody say, hey, man, I'd be much rather pay $30 more per month than the hassle I get or the customer service agents I cannot understand?
Yeah.
And so that's what I would say to
and
that.
Then we'll flip the coin on that because, to our Cushing Claims situation, what causes premiums to go up? Claims.
Right.
And sometimes fraudulent claims.
Right.
The fraud, waste, and abuse.
And listen, in the Medicare world, people, it just is what it is, but people who are on a Medicare supplement plan know that they've got like a Cadillac plan with a supplement, could go to any doctor, any specialist, any hospital in the country that accepts Medicare. And those who have Plan F, guess what? We're seeing higher utilization on those types of plans because Mrs. Jones, who lives alone, who's bored and lonely, wants to see Dr. Jack, and she may have a little pain in her knee, and she goes because she knows her Plan F, Tom, she has how much to pay? Zero. So she's got the Mac Daddy Medicare supplement plan, and she's overutilizing the plan, causing additional claims. Hence why we see premium increases on Medicare supplement plans. Now, there are certain carriers in the state of Florida and throughout the country that will raise premiums because they're newer. They haven't been in the Medicare supplement space for a period of time, less than a decade, and we're seeing claims rise over double digits. Now, we prefer to represent one specific carrier who's been around since Medicare began, and knowing about rate stability, yes, listen, rates are going to go. You can't go through your life and not have a rate increase. It just is not going to happen. So drink the coffee, just don't spill it, and don't cry in your milk. But it's funny because there are people that complain to us about a 3% premium rate increase on the Medicare supplement plan, but they're smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I don't get it. So please, cry to somebody else. Don't cry to me. But nonetheless, these are the reasons why premiums do go up, is because there are claims. But now, there is one specific plan, Tom, a Medicare supplement plan, that has not had an increase in over a decade. Not a single penny increase.
High deductible.
The high deductible Plan F,
Plan F, and
Plan G. So if you want a premium that you most likely will never go up with this one specific carrier, you're going to want to talk to Tom and I about that one specific hybrid, high deductible Medicare supplement plan. And it's not really a high deductible anyway. The deductibles, and it's really more of an out-of-pocket expense because Medicare Part B continues to pay the premium. My parents are on this plan, and it's traditionally across the country $1 or $2 a day. Very affordable.
Yeah, it's a great plan for a lot of people. It still gives you all the wonderful freedom, no networks, no referrals. It gives you all the freedom of a full-on Plan G or Plan F without the higher premium. So you could reduce your premium by 60, 75%, have a deductible, but still have all the freedom and all the benefits of a Medicare supplement.
Very good. Producer Iggy, can they see this flyer that we just got produced? Are they able to see that? Do I need to raise it up? Raise it up more?
Right there.
Perfect. All right. So you can't see my face. Oh, bring it forward.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So this is a new flyer that we had designed. Bring it up. Okay. Down to the left. Down. Over to the right. Perfect. All right. Don't move. Don't move. My phone's going off. Nonetheless, this kind of is going to be a great resource for our clients to know that we offer all of these products, plans, and solutions. So I think, most people realize that, or don't realize that we do more than just Medicare. We do life insurance. We do health insurance, individual. We do group. We do prescription drug plans, short-term medical plans, life insurance, term life, whole life, IUL, whole life insurance, indexed universal life insurance, final expense, indexed annuities, fixed annuities, long-term care insurance, short-term and long-term disability insurance, cancer and critical illness, other ancillary, accident, gap insurance, hospital indemnity, dental and vision. Tom,
we do all that?
We do it all. What don't we do, Tom?
We don't do cars.
Thank you.
Homes, business insurance.
That's right. And we don't do public adjusting.
We don't.
But we do know
leave it to the pros.
Not yet.
We know a hot, wonderful,
RC,
gorgeous man. It's here in our studio right now. That does.
I got to write down some of these adjectives for later.
Yeah.
We got nefarious in there.
The word of the day.
Gorgeous. There's a lot going on there.
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous. We haven't gotten there yet.
Well.
And Kathleen Prosnewski commenting on our show.
Kathy, my girl.
Yes.
She's sick.
Oh.
Hope she's not still in bed. What's Kathy saying?
She's saying anyone can also speak. Anyone can also speak to Kathy. Oh, that's right. They can call in. She's a wonderful licensed agent as well.
So if you want to speak to a blonde, you don't like to deal with two gorgeous men, you'd rather speak to a blonde in the office, call Kathy. And by the way, what number can they reach him at, Tom?
772-210-1020.
Or 772-210-1020. Evan 9 knows our number better than he knows his own cell phone number. He probably doesn't even know his own cell phone number.
And the beautiful Debbie Temple Bouvier
Hey,
commented
Debbie!
as well. Said, love you guys.
By the way, she put on a wonderful surprise birthday party for the booth.
She did. I call it the stunned party because I was not just surprised. That's
stun gunned.
That's a low-level term. I was absolutely stunned. I walked in. Of course, it was about 10 days before my birthday, and I was just supposed to play a little poker with my dad and brother and wife, and walk in with my jar of coins and everything. And all these people are standing over there. I felt like I was in a dream.
It was funny watching him.
I was stunned. I was stunned.
He walks in, and all these people are standing to his right, and he didn't even look over to the right. And we're watching him like, okay, Tom, when are you going to look over here? He goes right to his dad, and then finally he looks over. The look in your face was like, no, am I dreaming?
That's right. Thank you, those who stunned me.
All right. So we've got about, 5 minutes left in the show. Tom, real quick, we want to kind of touch a little bit about dual SNP plans, how important that is, and what does that mean to a Medicare consumer. So if you're on Medicare and you're also on Medicaid, you can qualify for a dual SNP plan, it's called a DNSP, a DSNP, a dual special needs plan. So to qualify for Medicaid, most people don't realize that based on your income or lack thereof, you can qualify for financial eligibility for Medicaid and or low-income subsidy. So maybe you may not be able to qualify for the financial threshold for Medicaid, but maybe you could qualify for low-income subsidy, which helps with what, Tom?
The low-income subsidy, or LIS, helps with prescription drugs for Part D.
Yep. So
Medicare.
If you're an individual making $1,705 or less a month, you would qualify for low-income subsidy, which will help cover the cost of your prescription drugs. There is an asset limit of $15,510, but your car, your homes, and things of that nature is not counted towards your asset. It's cash that's in the bank and so forth. If you're a couple, married couple, then the income limit's $2,307, and your asset limit increases to $31,000. Now, Medicaid, this is where really the rubber hits the pavement with Medicaid and Medicare. When you qualify based on your income as either a QMB or an SLMB or a QI, QI1, Tom, what does all this stuff mean?
Well, it's something you don't have to be bogged down with. Give us a call. But
good idea.
Yeah, but it is different levels of assistance and qualification for Medicaid.
All right, so QMB, for example, qualified Medicare beneficiary, and then you get QMB Plus, you got Slim B Plus, and so forth. But the income limit for QMB, which is full Medicaid, is $1,137. And I know of somebody who came into our office a couple weeks ago. Her husband passed away. The only income that she has now is like $834 a month. Obviously, she qualifies as a QMB individual, but again, you have to complete the application. We have these at our office. They're called Medicare, Medicaid buy-in applications. Very simple application. If you need help filling it out, feel free to come by our office. We're located where, Tom?
1611 Northwest Federal Highway North in beautiful Stuart, Florida, just north of the Roosevelt Bridge, and behind the wonderful Key West Diner.
And right next to Beaches MRI. By the way, Mr. Cushing, what does MRI stand for?
Magnetic resonance something.
Something, okay.
Imaging, maybe?
Imaging, thank you.
Very good. Yeah, the dream team over here.
Ooh. Hey,
I don't know what I do
put
with
the two of us together.
I don't know what I do with
partnership, yeah.
So then you have SLMB, which is partial Medicaid. That requirement is $1,364 income or less as a couple, $1,845. And of course, yes, there are asset limitations on that as well. And then QI1, qualifying individual, that income limit is $1,534 a month. As a couple, it's $2,076. So for those of you that are listening in, you qualify for one of those four income limitations, whether it's LIS or QMB, SLMB, QI. Give us a call if you're not on Medicaid, because you do qualify. And listen, we know that there are people out there who are in this category, Tom, who have not yet applied for Medicaid, and they're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Absolutely. And you know, if you think, well, I could never get full Medicaid or I couldn't get all the benefits, you could get benefits such as having the state or the Medicaid system pay for your Part B premium.
That's correct.
That would add another another $170.10
right.
to your Social Security benefit check. So, you know, if you think, well, it took me 2 hours to do it, but over the course of the year and future years, we're talking about thousands of dollars that could be put back into your pocket.
That's correct. So, again, QMB plus, QMB, SlimB plus, FBDE, all those qualifications will pay and cover your Part B premium. So if you've got questions, call us at Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have and help you navigate the crazy world of Medicare. All right, so I've just been informed that we're at our last minute of the show. For God's sakes, that goes by fast.
All good things must come to
But I had a lot more to say.
And why not? Well, you always do. Happy Fat Tuesday out there, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Next week's guest is going to be Teresa Goodrich of Goodrich Performance. Hopefully she's listening in. We'll say hi to her. We'll see her here in the studio next week. And Tom and I will continue sharing great, valuable information. Thanks for joining us. Remember to share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors, and let us be worldwide. Stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.